The government last year earmarked about 265 billion shillings to empower the poor and unemployed youth in a new countrywide program called the Youth Livelihood Programme. The 5-year program mainly targets unemployed youth and school dropouts aged between 18 to 30 years. The Youth Livelihood Programme does not require the youth to provide any security to access the money. 53 billion shillings has been allocated in the budget this financial year to support the program. On NTVTake5 tonight, the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Gender, Pius Bigirimana, takes your questions on the Youth Livelihood Programme. Join the conversation on Facebook, Twitter, SMS. Our hashtag is #NTVTake5. Get us on our Facebook page on NTVUganda fan page. Our SMS number is 8778. Remember to begin with Take5 or send us an email on take5@ntvuganda.co.ug. Well, once again, welcome, sir, to NTVTake5.
Thank you so much for inviting me for this program.
All right. Well, we'll jump right in. The questions that we are going to ask you are directly from our audience. We asked them to send in whatever questions they had on the Youth Livelihood Program. And I will start with Sarah Akampuria, who says, what about the unemployed young professionals with degrees and all the papers, but they have no job or money? Are they eligible?
Yes, I think I should clarify that this program is meant for all the youth, irrespective of whether they are in the rural areas or the urban centers, whether they went to school or not went to school. So it's meant really to empower all the youth. As long as you qualify, you must be between the ages of 18 to 30. That's the definition of the youth.
Okay.
Yeah.
265 million was set up for this, billion was set up for this. And so we have Alik who asks, how will the youth acquire this money? He says he has seen such programs come and go, and it was not the specifically targeted group that eventually got this money.
Well, this program is designed in such a way that it's a demand-driven program. And this money is meant to cover only 5 years. But as we progress, certainly we may need more money. But to start with, government approved the 265 billion over a period of 5 years, translating into 53 billion every year. This year, we received 19 billion because this money had not been budgeted for, but Ministry of Finance tried to have some money to start with. So we expect to have 53 billion every financial year, if the resources permit. And this money will be accessed through youth interest groups. Demand-driven, youth will propose or will make application for this money, and they'll access it through the youth interest groups.
Okay. Well, we have Moses who is asking, has the program actually started as yet, and how are these youth going to be selected? I'm sure you will have quite a number of people applying to be part of these. How will you be able to pick who really should take priority?
So the program has started, but you see, for every program there must be systems in place. What we have done between August last year and now is to put systems in place to make sure that we procure equipment. We have procured vehicles, motorcycles, we have procured bicycles, and these are meant to enable the youth who are going to be involved in the program reach out to their fellow youth.
So the money has not yet been
The money has not gone to the sub-counties as should be. But we hope after sensitization, after training these youth, we shall be rolling down the money maybe next month.
Next month.
We do not want to send money to the youth without preparing them for receiving it.
Okay, well, that brings us to a question from Sharon, who says, how will you be able to monitor this money for accountability purposes, since the youth are not even giving in security to get it?
So the monitoring is at so many levels. It is at the sub-county level, it is at the district level, and it is at the national level. We are developing a monitoring and evaluation strategy which will help stakeholders to see how this money is being used. And we're trying to interest the IGG at the regional level. But we also want to make sure that the district executives get to understand how the money is being used. And I'm going to introduce a geographical information system where all the youth projects in this country will be put on the computer and on the internet, so that when I'm in my office, I can be able to tell how many youth groups are in Barara, how many youth groups are in Soroti, and the level at which they have reached. So we are going modern.
How feasible is that upcountry, the going modern?
Well, we have got, we're not reinventing the wheel. For example, under Northern Uganda Social Action Fund, which I happen to participate in the designing, that is working. So we want to introduce it to Youth Livelihood Programme.
Okay.
And it will help us really to monitor and evaluate how this project is being implemented.
That was going to be my next question on how you will be able to measure the success of this program. Is it going to be on an individual basis of this youth took this, and how will you measure it?
The youth will be in groups of 10 to 15. And every year, there will be, if they get the money, they pay back. If they don't get in that particular year, there will be an interest which will be charged on them to cater for inflation. Because in the real terms, when we give you 10 million, after 1 year, it has depreciated as a result of inflation. So we have to cater for that inflation. Otherwise, there will be no interest on this money.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming to the program. I have been speaking to the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Gender, Pius Bigirimana. Let's take a short break. We'll be right back.